Okay. Okay. Later. Go. Let's see. Here we go. Whoop. Okay. Here we have the build. Here. It was Solomon. Oh my god. Alright, there you go, man. You should have mod powers now. Just wait for it to fill up a bit. I don't know if we're gonna get much more people than yesterday. We'll have to wait and see. Here, let me just put this in the window so I could show Mr. Cox. Okay. See here. Okay. Yo, what up, Jamin? Oh. Oh. Jamin, you better look out, man. Solomon's a moderator. He's gonna ban you. Hello. Welcome. We're gonna start in a minute. I need to go get a drink. I'll be right back. You know, ECGC's not too bad. The last session I was in was really good. The legal video game jungle thing. Great stuff. Lots of talk about China, which I didn't see coming, but it's interesting nonetheless. Oh man. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just start showing off the game then, and then whoever joins in afterwards can see what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, I remember you and I were talking about it. Alright. So welcome to Moonwarden. This is a game that me, Solomon, who is here in the chat, and another friend of ours, Julius, made in 2 weeks for the simulation and game development course at Wake Tech. Our task was to make like an action game, but we weren't allowed to do shooters. So we wanted to do something unique, and we came up with a simple a simple controlled game that had like action elements in it. That was based around like killing enemies and stuff like that. So we went ahead and came up with Moonwarden, and you'll see what we mean by like simple controls in a minute. So in Moonwarden, your objective is to kill all the floating enemies on each level before power runs out. And then on each level, there's more than just floating enemies. There's all of these. The floating enemies are like the objective of the game. You have to kill them to proceed. There's other enemies too, like these turrets here. And then I guess mines aren't really enemies, but they are obstacles. They're there too. But yeah, you have to do that. You have to kill all the floating enemies in each level as fast as you can. I'm going to show you right now. So in Moonwarden, there is a bar at the bottom which represents your power. That power bar is essentially your life. Once it runs out, you lose the level and you need to restart. And it constantly degrades over time because the moonlight and this lunar apparition you play as here, the guardian of the moon and the earth and whatnot, it's fading. Darkness is making it fade. So you need to go ahead and complete the level as fast as you can because it's going to run out eventually. And you can get power back by killing enemies. So we did that just to make it so killing enemies was a bit more important. We wanted to give the player a sense of urgency, so then it wasn't just a level that they could spend as much time as they want on. They have an objective to complete in a certain amount of time, because the story says so, and so does their body themselves. Their life force depends on it. You'll also notice that your points degrade over time as well, and that's there to reward the player for completing the level quicker than normal. So you can always go ahead and go back to the menu and restart in order to complete the level again to get more points. You'll see at the end of the game that all the points you've earned throughout the levels gets added up into one grand total. I'm going to lower this a little bit. And then that also gives the player an incentive to restart the game and try for a better time. Speedrunners will feel right at home doing this because they get rewarded directly for doing things quicker. And I know there's a dedicated speedrunner in the chat here. So that was level 3. I know I blazed through it, but we're gonna go back through again and look at it a bit slower, I promise. But this is the end screen. So it tells you, with your duty fulfilled, a new day begins, and as the sun rises, you disappear into a cloud of moon dust, bound to return by the moon's side. And thanks for playing, and it gives you the amount of points that you got throughout the course of the game, which is great. And that'll change each time you go through the game. Again, the quicker you complete the levels, the more points you get. This is my best so far. I think the best I've ever done was like 31,000. I think I can do like 2 times better, but I don't know. Whoever just joined, welcome. This is Moonwarden. Here's the main menu. An action game made by us, Sawswip's Games, which is me, Sean Fowler, Solomon Blunt, who is in the chat here, and Julius Bullock, who will be here tomorrow. Okay. And we're back to 3. How much more people are interested in the showcase? Who's in here right now? Is it just you two? Is it just you and Solomon, Jamin? Is it all who's here right now? Because I don't want to just go ahead and keep explaining the game when no one else is here. Yeah, maybe not. Alright. But, yeah. Here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep playing through here. Oh, hi, Miss Boudry. Great to see you again. Welcome back to the stream where we play Moonwarden through about 5 times. Kind of wish we were back at ECGC. It really stinks that this is virtual. I wouldn't mind being up on a podium playing the game. Okay, Yeah, sounds good. If I think who's here is here, then yeah. Sent a link to my classmates. Dope. Dope. Here, Solomon, if you're still here, can you go ahead and get the link to the itch page and then pin it in like a comment or something? So just so people have access to that in the stream and they don't have to like navigate through Discord. And just another point of access. Okay, back to level 3. One thing you may have noticed is that the environment changed. And that's because we wanted to show progression and things other than the difficulty of each level. So Julius was in charge of our level design. I know, okay, and I think if who's here, if who I think is here is really here, I'm gonna kind of. Oh, look, I did better than last time. I'm gonna wait for more people to come in, and then I'll explain it a little better. But Julius was in charge of level design. He designed all the levels, the look of all the levels, and he wanted to represent progression through visual changes. So what he did was he made the first level start in this lush blue and green forest, very pretty, tranquil, not a lot of enemies. And then the next level, things start dying. Some of the trees are dead and fallen. There's some gross-looking mossy rocks. The sky's like green. It's very nasty. And then in the last level, you might have seen it was a very purple, red, evil-looking atmosphere. It was a dead, decrepit swamp, which is as a result of the darkness consuming the world. I think the story is that the darkness is like causing life unable to sustain itself. Like it's just all life is dying because of the darkness it's invaded. So these little guys here and the other enemies and whatnot. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off Steam. Okay. So that's why everything's dying more and more as the game progresses. There's more enemies on the level. Excuse me. Oh, here's a missile. Solomon coded the missiles. I think the tracking system originally came from the asset store, and then Solomon perfected it. He also made the models for the enemies, which I can show you here. Here's a good look at the bullet turret that he made, and here's the missile battery that he made over here. And he made both of these in SketchUp, which is great. We were trained to use SketchUp in SGD 117, which I think was like the first course. You know, 116 or 117, I forgot. But yeah, it's quite nice the way they came out. And then here we have the exit portal. If you never had a good look at that, it kind of has like particles getting sucked into the middle to show that this is where you need to go. You have to go inwards to get somewhere. Just small details. While we're here, let's get a good look at this wind panel. So it tells you the amount of enemies that you killed, the required enemies, which are the floating ones that track the player when they get close to them. I think there's 6 on each level, and they each give you a certain amount of points per kill. And then there's there's any other things that you might have killed. It'll show you there. So I believe we killed a turret during the level. It also takes the value of like how much power you have left, and it multiplies it by 100, and it gives you that many points too. And then it adds them up to the amount of points from the bar. Well, not the life bar, but the points that were the point value that was ticking down in the corner. Adds these two up to that, and it gives you the total points for the level. And then once you end the game, it adds up all 3 for each level on here. You might also have seen the loading screen. Solomon made that too. There's a loading bar. There's a nice tooltip. Solomon was the one who composed all of the screenshots for the game that are present on itch, and some are present in game as well in the loading screen. Let's see what else. Let's go over the settings page. So Solomon took head on this as well. He went ahead and coded a volume bar, a sound effects bar. We have multitude of graphical settings for varying computers. I think the biggest reason why we have this here is because originally, when the project first started, Julius's desktop was out of commission. So, whenever he played the game on his computer, it ran at like 10 frames or something. It was awful. I love the loading screen. Yeah, I like the loading screen too. It came out really nice, and when I went over like how to do it is a lot easier than I originally thought. But making it look good is not so easy. UI design is very hard, and Solomon did great. So, kudos to him. Yeah. Julius's school laptop was running this game at like 10 frames per second, and we could get no work done. So he being Solomon, added in the graphics settings to help Julius. So, you can enable VSync. You can toggle FPS cap if you want to, which I know is good for varying amounts of hertages for varying monitors, for various monitors. So, that is an option. Oh, excuse me. And then you can also change the quality level, which does in fact change the visual quality. The post-processing stays. The anti-aliasing and everything is not toggleable, because that's what gives the game its like glowy look. But not the anti-aliasing, but the bloom and exposure and whatnot. You can't change that. And if you set it to ultra, it turns the shadows on and whatnot. It just looks a lot nicer. We're gonna keep it on ultra, because my computer can handle it. And also shows you the amount of frames per second you're getting in the main menu. It's a little more useful in-game. Yeah, here, let me show you. Here's a good look at the loading screen. So, if you pause the game, it should freeze. I think it does. Not the way it should though, but it does pause points and whatnot and kills. The player should stop moving too. Here we go. It should tell you the amount of frames per second. If not, then that's fine. Anyways, let's go ahead and play through again. So, one of the questions we got last time was, what are we gonna do after this? Like, where are we going with this? Well, the game, we like making this game so much, and we got high praise from our teachers and whatnot. We decided to go ahead and publish it on the internet and put it in the showcase, which is why we're here right now. Eventually, what we want to do is as a team, we want to keep working on the game as like kind of a hobby, not so much like an actual profession or anything, but we do want to keep working on it as something to do with ourselves. Maybe over the summer before this college year starts, maybe even during college. I'm not sure. We'll have to see once we cross that bridge. But yeah, we want to keep working on it. I think one of the first things we're going to do is maybe change the visuals a little bit. Someone suggested that we change the enemy models, so we can make them look more angelic or demonic, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. Maybe not with direct biblical references, but, you know, make things look more like on the good side of the spectrum versus the evil side of the spectrum and whatnot. We also want to add more levels, definitely. We only have 3. And that was because of the short amount of time that we had. Again, we had 2 weeks to make a fully fledged action game. So we did what we could, but we weren't satisfied with the amount of levels that we have here now. So we want to go ahead and keep adding them. Maybe make them a bit more maneuverable too. Right now, all the levels are kind of stylized in an arena of sorts. We were going to have enemy spawners, but we never got around to it, and we stuck with that's just all the enemies being spawned in, which is what the levels are set up for spawner enemies. But still, yeah, we're gonna plan on adding more levels. Maybe make them longer, so then the player can like traverse them a little better. I wonder if will my webcam work? I want to see. Does it work? I don't see it. I wonder. I think it's gonna make me restart the stream, and if it does, then that's fine. But I just want to check really quick. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Um, yeah. This is Moonwarden. Tooltips on the loading screen if you haven't seen them. Credit screen. You may have noticed the sound effects. I made those. That was actually a first for me. I've never, I don't think I've never made music or sounds for any of the game projects in this class, and I decided for this project to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I went ahead and made all the sound effects. I did not make the music. The music we found online, and it's not ours either, which is exactly why this game is free. Also because ECGC says so. But, yeah. It's not ours. I did make the sound effects though with the tool called JFXR, so just you check it out. It's free. Very nice piece of software. You can change you can change like sound waves and whatnot, make it look like a sine wave, white noise, pink noise, brown noise. You can change the cutoff, any reverb. It's a great tool, and they have a bunch of presets for 8-bit chiptune sounds. So like bleeps and blorps and picking up coins, explosions, a player getting hurt, like little blips, things like that. I made most of these by scratch. I wanted to kind of give it this chimey kind of atmospheric noise whenever the player hits a surface. So I made the sound the way it does now, kind of like a chime. Bing, bing, bing. I wanted to give it some variation too. Okay, I don't even know what the word is called, but you know the feeling. When you're playing a game, it's like the same sound effect over and over, like bing, 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 bing. Like, I mean, it gets annoying. So I added some variation, and naturally, there's always variation. No two sounds sound exactly the same. There's noises for everything in this game. There's noises for making things explode, which I'm gonna try right now. Hitting surfaces, vanquishing, or just dispersing enemies, killing them. They kind of like crash into them, and the light goes like, and it disperses in this magnificent explosion. Like they're being, like the evil light is being dispersed for good. I know there's there's sound effects for getting hurt. Here, let me go ahead and wake up an enemy. Here we go. Thank you, Miss Beaudry. I think you did a great job with the sound. It reminds me of Pong. Yeah, I get that. It sounds like Pong now. Yeah, I get that. I can understand that it does sound a little bit like Pong. And I mean, it looks similar too. It's a white ball bouncing on a bunch of flat surfaces. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. I wanna keep doing sound in the future. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I did a little bit of everything in this. I took charge of the project. The idea was mine originally, and then Solomon and Julius added their 2 cents on it as well, and they perfected it with me, and we were just a great team overall, and we worked well together, cooperated in like every aspect of the game almost. One part where we didn't was sound, which is what I took charge of with the sound effects. Solomon found the music. People keep joining and leaving. This is disappointing. I wish there's more. Here, let's see. What else? Went over sound, the levels, level design. The tail on the white ball is very helpful. Yeah, I'm glad you think so. I was hoping it would help someone when they were playing it. One of the biggest things we learned in SGD was that the player experience is very important, and having options for the player and helping the player out as much as they can is important. You don't want the player to have like questions and stuff unanswered while they're playing the game, because then they won't know what they're doing and they're not going to have a good time. I added the tail not only to just kind of show it was like light moving across the stage, but just to kind of show the player like that's the direction they're heading in. And then you can see that too with the arrow here, the crosshair. It's a little small. The player's a bit small, and they're smaller on some levels, bigger on others. For a purpose, though. I mean, some of the levels are a lot bigger, and they need to be. Just to change the feeling of it. But the cursor is there to help people kind of show like where you're moving and where you're clicking will actually land you. What is the highest score you've ever gotten? I think the highest score I've ever gotten was like, I think so far in the stream it was like 31,000. Which is pretty modest. I think I can do a lot better. I might even try it. Even a combination of just killing all the enemies and then getting through as fast as you can. It's not easy, especially with this control scheme, which is simple. It's simple enough. You click to move, you stick to surfaces, you click to do it again. But navigating in quick succession like this is not easy, especially when you can't turn mid-flight. You kind of have to calculate where you're going on, like, I guess, in a very short amount of time per movement interval. I don't know how to explain it better than that. Yeah, let's go to the portal. I'm not sure what else to mention. This is Moonwarden. I'll just open the floor to some more questions here. I'll try and think of what else I could talk about, just so people who ever decide to watch the stream after it's finished can get some information from it as well. Oh, there we go. I just beat my own score. Almost 34,000. We did it, chat. We won. Let's see what's going on in the Discord. I have mentioned how much I love the background changes. Yeah, we liked it too. We thought it was a great addition to the game, and it's Julius's idea. It's very important that they do that. So then you know, like, time is progressing as you go along. You're not just stuck in the same place. And a lot of video games do that too. Like, whenever you're in, like, maybe levels versus stages, whenever you progress through a certain amount of levels, the environment's kind of the same, and then once you beat a boss or something like that, or beat like a really hard level in like Candy Crush or something, then the environment changes, and then a new stage is here. Kind of similar to Mario, like World 1, 1- whatever. It's like green, grassy overworld. World 2, I think, is the sewers. World 3. Mushrooms. World 4 is the ice level, dreaded ice level, so on and so forth. That's kind of what this is doing. We don't have nearly as many levels as the Mario games do, and not enough to kind of do that with the stages, so we just split up each level into different environments. Pretty skyboxes. Speaking of skyboxes, I should mention what we didn't make here. So everything that we didn't make ourselves was found free on the asset store. So credit to, I think we're supposed to give credit to the asset store for that. So credit to the content creators on the asset store. Kudos to them. Lots of vegetation packs and whatnot. Tracking the bases for like missiles and whatnot. Stuff like that. It came out really nice. We made the enemies ourselves. The textures we found on the asset store. Everything like that. Excuse me. Oh, look at how slow motion it is. I actually kind of like it this slow. Normally I might make it the rest of it like that from boot up. Yeah. How about we go back to the help menu? Here at the help menu, you can scroll through and click on stuff. Just a little bit different than the normal help menu with everything lined down the middle of the screen, stuff like that. We just wanted to make it different, so we went ahead and just made it accessible to people, and they can scroll as much as they want. They can click on any button to get information here. Yep, click on an enemy to learn more. Floating enemies are naturally asleep, but are woken up by moving near them. Once awoken, they turn red and chase you. Being touched by one while you're stationary hurts. You kill them by dashing into them, as well as any other enemy. The mines don't move, but if you hit them, you get hurt a lot. The bullet turrets shoot bullets that hurt you, and you can destroy it by dashing into it. And the missile turret does the same thing, but they track you. And they also have a certain amount of time before they explode on their own. The explosion doesn't deal damage, but just so that they don't chase you throughout the entire level and then like build up and then the entire level's filled with missiles. Let's see, 10:30. Here, I'm gonna open up the schedule on my other screen here. Just give me one moment. I think we have till 11. Before reviews. See anything new today during ECGC? I know it's only been like I think 4 sessions worth of time, but anything interesting? The legal video game jungle one is pretty good. Let me open up like tech email. Oh man. I know everyone's I think everyone's doing the photogrammetry session, which is really cool. And then there's also another session about making your portfolio, which is good stuff. I went to that one yesterday. It was very nice. Cloudy Heaven Games, I believe. Alright, here we go. Here's the schedule. Some of the art in the art. We're going to the portfolio event today. Yeah, it's pretty helpful. It's a lot of basic stuff to get people started, and some nice information there by a very credible person, incredible source. Let's see. Here's the schedule. Yeah, we have about 20 minutes, and then next is a supercar fighter jet, which I want to see. I didn't get a chance to see them play that yet. And then Cyber Necromancer showcases twice today. Oh man. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and keep playing through again. Just finished checking the... Let's see, what was it? Yeah, I was just checking the schedule. We'll go ahead and start playing through it again once more. Okay, fortunately, power. Nope. Nope, no tags, no nothing. Ooh, wait, what did I click on? There we go. Allow bidding. Okay, let's go ahead and keep going. Any more questions, feel free to ask in chat. Any people that are watching this back afterwards, go ahead. You can please leave comments and feedback on the itch.io page or in the comments too. Would be glad to answer them. Feedback is very much appreciated, especially for a game like this. This is still an alpha. Of course, we want feedback from outside sources so that we can make the game as good as we can make it before we go ahead and publish it once more as like a complete and finished game. Nice. Let's go ahead and get hit by some of these. Just get a bit of a closer look at the lose screen. Ouch. Okay, lose screen is the same thing. All it does is that it doesn't give you points for how quick you beat the level, because you didn't beat the level, you lost. So it just gives you points per kill, per target killed. Hello? Excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm back. Ugh. Okay, let's go ahead and restart. Ouch. Oh snap. Last enemy's down there. Here we go. No, 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 no. Okay, one more time. I didn't quite make it that time, but I'm gonna do it again. Here we go, speedrun. Darn. Here we go. 30, not quite as good as last time. Ah! We're gonna try again. For the 8th time. You know, one thing I don't know if anyone else was here for or was trying to get into the what was it? Hold on, I was having issues yesterday. I don't think I don't know if Improvised Explosive Pickle ever did their stream. Can anyone else vouch for that? Because I tried tuning in and I didn't see anything. It was just a link to the trailer that Miss Wold sent. So I'm a little bit confused. And then I didn't see any other announcements for any of the other games. Are they not streaming? I'm not sure. It's quite disappointing. I wanted to see them play through the game and talk about it a bit more. Especially IEP, that game was cool. The trailer was good. They got like a final boss and stuff. 15 levels. He did a great job. And I think it was just him working on it, so kudos to him for making a complete game like that on his own. Oh, got him. You saw it. How come you saw it? I didn't. I don't understand. Where was it being streamed? Did I just miss it? I figured Miss Wold would send the link to the stream and not the trailer for it. I need more life. 10:37. We got about 13 minutes left. Whoop! You're not allowed to see this. This is from me. Channel. Yeah. And Wake Tech, yeah, I was there, but I went to Mr. Almazon's YouTube page and I didn't see the game there. Or, not the game, but you saw it there. Okay, I didn't see it. Yeah, I know Mr. Cox is good about updating us with information. He does it all the time with us too. But I might not have been looking well enough. I was kind of interested. Yeah, there we go. I see it. Okay, I guess I just didn't catch it at a good time then. I guess it was either a bit too late or maybe it was a bit too early. I don't remember. I'm gonna watch over that after the stream here. Trailer only in the afternoon. Yeah, I think you're right. Their stream was around 1 p.m. I think. Yeah, about. And then what did Miss Wold post the trailer? Yeah, today at 4 p.m. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah, they did it twice. He must have only did the one stream. I'm not sure. It said he did it at 1 and then at 4. I don't know. I think whichever one he did, I must have checked in at the one that where they didn't do it. No, they did it. Okay. Wow, I really did just miss it then. It's a shame. Let's see. We might be able to catch him again today at 2. Yeah, every hour today until 5. We got one. Yeah, I believe you. I see the link to the stream now. I can't believe I missed that. Ah, well, I'll get another chance. Let's see, about 10 minutes left. Any last questions for people that might watch this after the fact or anything like that? If not, then that's fine too. East Coast Game Conference. Boing. Here we go. Another playthrough. Bam. End message. Back to the main menu. Cute animation there that I tried to make. I thought it was good. I just wanted him to kind of like hover there and then go out of screen and disappear in a moon dust. Because that's what happens when it becomes morning time. He disappears because the moon's not up. At least not on that side of the earth. It's not. Here's a good look at the credits again if you wish to look at that. I'd like to play this on my phone. You know, it's great that you mentioned that because I have never experienced or experimented with mobile builds for Unity yet. I know you can, but I haven't tried it. And this is a great control screen for mobile, actually. Wow. I didn't even think about that. If Solomon's still here, I would have heard that. Solomon, this is a great idea. If not, I'll tell him afterwards, but we could definitely try something like that. And besides, more people have a phone than a computer, and the phone, like simple control schemes benefit people on the phone more than they do the computer, I would think. There is a class for that. Yeah, I bet there is. I think I could do it on my own. I don't like classes. This quarter has got me hating on school. It's very stressful. Calculus is not easy. But yeah, we'll look into it. It's a great idea. Yeah. Different platforms. Full screen. Yeah, we're definitely gonna fix the resolution thing. It's 1024 by 768 for now, but we just have to kind of resolution proof the UI, and then we can go ahead and give players the option to change the resolution. I'm gonna see how quick I can die. I haven't tried that yet. Boom. Speed run. Shoot me. Crap. There we go. Good job. Thanks. What time is it? 10:43? About 7 minutes? Okay, main menu. I am running out of things to talk about here. Yeah, Moonwarden. You like the model in the middle of the screen? I made that on my own, just with all the assets we had. I played a lot of Planet Zoo before we started this project, which is kind of like a zoo building game, and the controls for placing stuff in that game and like fine-tuning and rotating objects and putting them in specific places are, I think, almost the exact same as Unity. So I just tried my hand at making it look as natural as possible, as natural as a floating island can look, and this is what came out. Just gives the player something to look at that includes the player. Yeah, yeah. The UI kept scaling weird. Unity's weird about that. There's like an option in the editor to change the scaling of the UI when you're playing in the editor, which I think, yeah, I think that's just a visual representation of what it looks like at specific resolutions. But the anchor points and whatnot are in the scaling settings for all the UI objects are set for 1024 by 768 exclusively. We tried it in full screen, and once we did, everything was either like really big or was bleeding off the screen. It just didn't look very good. Portal is now active. Oh, and of course, you can always quit the game whenever you want. Here's the pause menu. If you haven't got a chance to look at that yet, you can restart, go to the main menu, look at help, change your settings, you can resume, you can quit. Anything you might need to do, you can do it here. The more options, the better. Maybe we should just remove the quit button so then players can't stop playing the game. Permanent player base. We'll have to lure a bunch of them in at once though, or else they won't start playing it again. We'll have to make it so they can't quit out of it and they can't shut down the computer. They'll just always be playing Moonwarden. It's a perfect plan. This is a song I used in the trailer. I composed the trailer BTW, which was a lot of fun. Lots of new things I tried. I only ever did video editing as a hobby. Kind of applying my skills to not only sound design and music theory after like guitar lessons and stuff to the sound effects or possible. I tried composing music for this. It's a lot harder. But just applying my hobby skills to something as professional as this and then having it open to anyone on the internet, it's a little scary, but it's good to see it all come together like this. 3 more minutes. Last questions, comments, suggestions. Thanks, Josh. You guys did good too. I liked your music in Night of the Shadows. I remember Andre's first music choice after he changed it. It was a lot nicer. It's very, I don't know, very medieval. Reminds me a bit of Skyrim. Creeping around a dark castle. Very nice work. Those guys. Tune in the past in 9 to check out Night of the Shadows. They already did theirs today. Tomorrow Night of the Shadows streams again at 10 and at 4. We both have to do it twice that day. Oh man. Wait a minute. Oh, I see. I think people stream twice. At least one of us stream twice every day. Oh, okay. I see. What would you improve about your game? Good question. I think a variety of content for starters. Really, it's just 3 levels is not a lot to talk about. It's fun, but we definitely want to add more varying amounts of maybe more enemies, and then on top of different level designs. It's not just this boxy arena. Maybe more, I don't know, more dynamic levels. Maybe levels that change in the middle of it, like something breaking, like a cliff breaks in the middle of it, and you can choose to break the cliff even, something like that. But I think the first thing we should do is add more levels to the game, make it more of a more of a game, make more game to play, rather than polish what we already have. And besides, we don't have to spend all that time polishing the UI very much. We can just go ahead and start adding content right away. Well, thank you for the question, Joshua Peacock, one of the lead developers of Night of the Shadows, in stores now. What time is it? It's about 10:50. Let's see, 10:49. Yeah, 10 more seconds for last questions, comments, concerns. Alright, it's 10:50. It's time to go. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Real quick, for the people who haven't seen it yet. Yeah, I did change the location of the power bar. We needed to make the UI more minimal, so then it wouldn't block up more of the screen. But for those who missed it, check out the dev cheat menu. Okay, bye.